Alright guys, right now I'm on my usual daily, well, not daily, but every couple of days video chat with my English class. And my microphone's on mute right now, so they can't actually hear me, but which is probably a good thing. But anyway, so we're looking at the causes of the Salem witch trial and stuff like that, and we're starting to write our Type 4 paper, our MLA format. This is our second MLA format paper of the year.
Goody Putnam.
And
that she was really being inflicted
so
by witches.
yeah, so we're starting to write this paper, and we're just kind of going over some things like some thesis statements and stuff like that. So yep, there's really out there. Hi, Orsi. Were you snoring during my meeting? Were you snoring during my meeting? Were you snoring? Were you snoring? Yeah, you're a snoring kitty. Señor Fise, te presento a mi hermana.
Buenos tardes.
Se llama Reagan y ella es de South Rockwood también. Es muy simpática, divertida, interesante y joven. Te presento a mi gato. Se llama Oreo. Es de Monroe. Él es muy tonto, lindo y un poco gordo. Hola, mamá.
Hola.
Señor Fise, te presento a mi madre. Se llama Joanna y ella es de St. John's. Es rubia, delgada y inteligente.
Gracias.
Buenas noches, papá. Te presento a mi padre. Se llama Patrick. Es de South Rockwood. Él es alto, muy intelectual y loco.
I know what that means.
Hola, mamá.
Hola.
Señor Fise, te presento a mi madre. Se llama Joanna y ella es de St. John's. Es rubia, delgada y inteligente.
Gracias.
Buenas noches, papá. Te presento a mi padre. Se llama Patrick. Es de South Rockwood. Él es alto, muy intelectual y loco.
I know what that means.
Señor Fise, te presento a mi hermana.
Buenos tardes.
Se llama Reagan y ella es de South Rockwood también. Es muy simpática, divertida, interesante y joven. Te presento a mi gato. Se llama Oreo. Es de Monroe. Él es muy tonto, lindo y un poco gordo. Up over here, huh? You look comfy, I guess. Well, guys, since you're obviously wondering at this point, that was for my Spanish project, but I'm gonna include it in the vlog too because it's a funny little thing. Just so it's for we're just doing some busy work, some activities, and just to kind of keep our skills up. Always a good idea. All right, guys. So I'm gonna head south here. And I'm probably going to go into New Boston just like I did the other day, except, well, not the other day, yesterday, except this time it's not raining. Just look at how pleasant it is out here, see? It's about 50 degrees, so it's fair out here. There's no wind, so that's the nice thing. There's no wind, so when there's no wind, it makes it feel like 5 degrees warmer than it actually is, at least in my opinion. But so I'm going to head south, and I'm going to go into New Boston and maybe stop at the gas station, get myself maybe some dessert, a little bit of dessert, and, just to, because I need something sweet, Plus I can say, hey, I stopped here on my bike, and, so anyway, let's go, guys. All right, guys, so I ended up getting myself Dr. Pepper and some M&Ms for later. I'm not going to eat those right now because I want to sanitize my hands first, so now I'm going to head out, and yeah, going to head back to the Metropark. Just do a little bit of riding, so anyway, yeah. Let's go. I'm gonna save my treats. All right, guys, so I got a little bit of time left here. Well, a little bit of time left before I have to turn around. So I'm gonna go down the I-275 Metro Trail. And so basically this trail, what it does is it follows I-275 all the way from exit 11 up to, I don't know what exit it is, but it's like Hines Drive, I think it is. So, I'm not taking the whole thing, obviously, because that'd be like, I don't know, like 30 miles, but I'm just going to take it a little way and then turn around and head on back. So, yeah, nice little trail. I always like trails like this that go right alongside the highway just because it feels like you're part of the action. This is effectively the end of the trail here. This is at exit 11, South Huron Road. And so, technically, as you can see, there's like a trail over there. That's like the actual Metro Trail, but they only paved it up to here. It's like fresh gravel, or not gravel, fresh pavement here, and then it's just boom, 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 boom over there. So, but it'd be cool one day if they'd pave that down there. That'd be really cool that I could ride right by my exit, and you know, that'd be awesome. Just ride home. Whoopsie daisy. A nice sunset. Sometimes when they're covered by clouds, those are almost the best types of sunsets, if you know what I mean. More of a picture. And stopping to get some gas. It's pretty cheap. I mean, it's pretty cheap everywhere. This isn't the cheapest place, but we're also almost out, so we're it's like 150 something. So, all right. So I just start pumping.
Use the full amount.
He told me to make sure it was firmly in there, or in the words of Sir Patrick Starr, firmly grasp it. It's weird seeing these numbers almost line up.
Okay, it says receipt failed to see cashier.
Yeah, we don't need a receipt. Alright guys, it's the end of the day, so it's time for me to do my usual daily news report. And not too much to report today. I guess I just read an article a little bit ago that said that apparently, according to President Trump, we are running out of supplies very, very quickly. Like, we've almost completely gone through our like emergency medical supply, masks and stuff like that. I imagine, you know, you've got a lot of companies that just haven't really gotten completely rolling with that out there. So I'm hoping, you know, once they can get things going, that you know, that maybe that supply can build up again. And you know, you got people like the MyPillow guy, and you know, people like that, companies that could very easily, like, you know, that aren't essential businesses right now, that could very easily transfer production to do other things. Let's see, other than that, for my folks in Florida, because, you know, I've got a lot of friends, well, not friends, but, I mean, unless you count my cousins as my friends, but, you know, I've got my aunt and my uncle and my cousins and my grandpa half the year, which this happens to be the half of the year that he's down there. He was planning on coming back in May, I think. I don't know about that anymore. Maybe like June or July, but we'll have to see. Anyway, so down there, Governor Ron DeSantis decided to issue an executive order, just like up here, where they're closing down all of the like non-essential businesses and stuff like that. Which I guess apparently what they decided to do as a state down there for a while was to just like take it at an individual, like, city level, like individual municipalities, and say, okay, how bad is it here? Are there any cases here? Do we need to shut things down completely? Which, from an economic standpoint, is absolutely, at least in my opinion, I guess that's probably a good idea, because if you've got an entire area that there's nobody affected, then it would be, I guess, kind of you know, if and I'm talking like if you've got like an entire region that you know, you've got a bunch of people affected, a bunch of people not affected, excuse me, that I guess it wouldn't really make sense to completely shut that down. So I guess I completely get that approach, but I guess at this point they just decided down there that it's gonna, you know, it's probably the best idea to, since it's widespread enough, to just close everything down. And so I get it. You know, there's a lot of different, you know, I'm sort of curious to see for each of the individual states how, like, because I guess I haven't really seen a map of, like, you know, which states are completely closed down. And I think a lot of why you don't really hear most of the time when states do close down is because they're completely, there are a lot of states that are so partisan controlled, you know, like red leaning or blue leaning or whatever, that people just don't complain. Like, no matter what happens, they just don't complain. So, you know, where it's just, they're just like, okay, you do whatever you want, governor. Like, you know, so I guess it's really a lot of the very populated and also some of the swing states in elections traditionally that you're hearing a lot of the news coverage, because people are watching those closely. Definitely, you know, I'm a very, well, I try not to show it in my videos. I'm a very political guy. You know, I'm not going to really go there on my videos because I don't want to alienate my entire audience. But because, you know, no matter which side you're on, you're gonna alienate half your people anyway, or approximately half, I should say. But you know, but I guess it's just like, you know, I sort of wonder, you know, where was I going with this? I don't know, but it just sort of seems like, there are a lot of states that people just don't really complain all that much. So, I guess that's where I was going. But it is interesting to see. It is interesting to watch the states that have, I guess, a disproportionate amount of influence. Well, not disproportionate, but they've got big populations. It's interesting to see how the response is being handled there, and sort of like the different ways that because like I said, you've got some states, like California, they were just like, not even a week after we're sitting at home forever here, like I'm talking like the first weekend that I'm at home, they're just like, nope, shut it down. But then, you've also got states like Florida that held off until just, well, I guess now it would be yesterday. Well, it took effect today. So they held off until today to actually do anything. Or not do anything, but to issue that full lockdown. So it really does depend on the state, and it's really interesting to see from like a depending on the leadership in these various states, and just to see how people are responding to it, to see maybe how that state's trending politically and stuff like that. It's like I said, I'm very interested, I guess, in the electoral process and stuff like that, and just it's a very I'm a very American person, I like to see how this stuff works. Especially in a crisis like this, it's just interesting to see how everybody there's still criticism, even though everybody's coming together, which is really one of the beautiful things, the fact that everybody's coming together, but at the same time, there's also criticism, so it's just interesting to see how that all plays out. But anyway, I went off on a little bit of a rant there. I mean, not rant, but I mean, like, a bit of a tangent, I should say. So, I guess I'll leave you guys with that, and I'll see you tomorrow.